Dana's in a unique position there, though, because he can give them a fight or not give them a fight, right? He he controls their livelihood to a big degree.
Yeah.
And, some of them resent it, some of them don't. Some of them, it's all over. But Dana's
But when you can work
amazing.
out a healthy relationship,
Yeah.
which he obviously does because of the success of the business.
He's amazing. I mean, it's everything Dana's got, he deserved. He's a genius.
So how did the Conor McGregor deal come about?
We sponsored Conor early on, and we really got him in a really good deal because nobody knew if he'd win a second fight or whatever, but we jumped on him pretty early. So we were getting a smoking deal, as you would say. But he kept getting bigger and bigger, till finally when he got really big and was having really big fights at the end, again, we stood behind him. Another one of those stories where he gave us the deal and continued to do it because he said, you guys were there in the beginning. You guys were there in the beginning. And, in fact, I think when he fought Mayweather,
There's a monster logo right there.
there's a monster logo. I don't think we paid for that. And because he said, I'm going to give it to you, or either gave it to us like super cheap or something because you guys were always with me in the UFC. And, no hard feelings. I've moved on and I'm a big star now and you can't afford me now. But but that's kind of the way it went. So we don't sponsor him direct anymore, but the relationship started and ended very well.
Yeah. Yeah, and just you got him in the most iconic era of his career and was a big part of one of we talk about Tiger Woods, right? But man, the Conor McGregor that was doing the animal crawling, walking in the park and just all in Conor McGregor. That guy, you just clip that time period and watch his motivational interviews and listen to the quotes, and just that guy was so locked in. He was the epitome of a martial artist and came from nothing. Food stamps in cold, dreary Ireland, and turned out to be one of the biggest stars in the history of combat sport.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
What a story, dude.
It is. No, it really is. It's an amazing story. He's a great actor, too. I watched that
The Roadhouse.
Yeah. He was great in that, man. Yeah. It was, he's awesome.
It's got to be quite a fulfilling thing, a fulfilling part of your job is to be able to deal with all of these guys just in the absolute primes of their careers and just be able to see what we don't get to see on screen.
It is. And more than me, it's my staff. Okay, so we have athlete managers based on the genre of sport that they're in, right? The category. We have category managers. Yeah, like Aaron Nixon's Supercross motocross.
Slash Sean Strickland.
Yeah. And, and we have Hans Mullenkamp manages that for us. We have, all these other different people. And those guys are the stars, really, because they deal with them daily. They deal with them when they have problems, They deal with them when they're calling in mad about something or, or they didn't get them a shirt on time or whatever, But they deal with that on a
very personal level.
They're the first line of contact. And, I think the brand, even before I got there, did a good job of hiring. We don't really care if those category managers have a degree. We're not looking really for some smart young kid out of school.
Yeah.
That's sharp and thing. We're looking for somebody that knows that sport at a base level, that knows the mom and dads of the young kids, that knows the older ones, and that those people respect them in that category. As even if they like them or not, they respect that they are in their world.
Yeah.
And so that's really the main reason we've been successful in sports marketing at Monster. Not because of me. I'm a garbage guy, right? And they deal with the athletes at that level, and it's a great job. They travel all over the world, our guys do, and there with them in the good times and bad, and it's a good gig.
Yeah. No, and I mean, I can speak to it on a personal level as well, and just like dealing with all those people in those different sports and from different companies as well. Like there is these group of guys that like really do make shit happen behind the scenes in the sport. Like, you know, you could name any scenario, whether it's a kid getting arrested or this or a fight or some social media bullshit or some visa thing, whatever it is. And it's like those guys in those roles, they become the therapist, the fix-it guy, the, you know, like the mediator between father and son at times.
Yeah.
You know, like it's a very important role that is played within the industry, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't get involved with most of these guys unless there's a big problem or a big negotiation. You know, it's and the stories I tell about the big names and all that, I can remember them because there's so few of them really in relations to the everyday deals that our guys are dealing with, and they take care of business well enough that I don't have to deal with Chloe Kim because my athlete category manager and
Is doing their job.
Is doing their job so well. And I have I have a person, Dave Gallen, that handles all motorsports, and Cody Dresser is on the action sports side and does UFC, falls under that. I mean, those guys are seasoned. You know, Dave's been in the industry, the motocross and racing industry for years, man. You know, and Cody was a pro snowboarder and really gets that action sports scene really well and been there as long as I have. I think he was hired about the same week I was. And so it's, you know, we don't have a lot of turnover. The guy's been there a long time. I really like that because they get really good at it over time.
Yeah.
And so,
and the relationships compound over time too.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yep.
And so it makes my job really easy on that front. And again, I think I spend more of my time working upstairs to get things approved, to, you know, so the real people on the street dealing with these guys are the athlete managers.
If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. And to listen to the full 3-hour podcast, search Gypsy Tales in your favorite podcast platform or click the link in the description below. Gypsy Gang.